الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. قال الله تعالى في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لقد جاءكم رسول من أنفسكم عزيز عليه ما عنتم حريص عليكم بالمؤمنين رؤوف رحيم. صدق الله العظيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
If I was to ask which Islamic month we are in, the reply would be Rabbi Awwal. And what was the major thing which happened in the month of Rabbi Awwal? It is the birth of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Every year when this month comes around, we look around the whole world and people, the seerah of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is spoken about, the life of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is spoken about, and it is of utmost importance that as Muslims we learn and try to take lessons from the life of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. If I was to ask you, do you love Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? Each and everyone, mashallah, will say yes, of course. If you ask even a non-practicing Muslim, does he love Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? He will say yes, I love Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And when asked, if I was to then ask you, why do you love Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? What would you say? Dr. Muhammad, why do you love Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam?
He changed the whole world from one side to another side, from dhulumat to nur.
Subhanallah. Khan Sahib, why do you love Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? No, you can't say the same answer. That's cheating. You have to say another answer. What answer can you give? Abdul Rafiq, do you have a reason? Because he is our prophet. MashaAllah. When asked why we love Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, we can give many different answers. And there will be so many answers that the more we ask, the more we will learn. And the more a person learns about Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the more he can fall in love with Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And because of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam coming into this world, like Dr. Muhammad said, that the whole world was changed. That there was so much corruption and destruction and weird ways that people would live their lives before Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was born. And there are so many miracles of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, so much so that when he was in the womb of his mother, whenever she would be walking about everywhere, there would be nur coming from her. because Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam was inside her. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam for just one purpose, and that purpose was to try and bring as many people into the light, to try and guide them as much as possible. Now, if we can just go through a few things of the life of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, simple facts that we should, as Muslims, we should know these things. For example, the name of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam's father, which was Abdullah, and the name of his mother, Amina. So these simple things that, if we speak to youngsters today and we ask them about any football team, Osama, we can mention the whole of the starting lineup and the subs bench and the rest of the squad players as well. I'm on the same boat. I can say them all as well, any team, because we have that passion for football, and we watch the football and we listen to it, and everything about the sport, we know everything about it. And people have these different kind of ways, and they have these different passions that they have for everything else. Some people have a passion for different other sports, but when it comes to Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, many people, they won't know the simple facts. And why? Because they've never sat down and learnt it. Or why? Because maybe when they used to go to mosque, when we used to learn about the deen, it was just the Quran, and after that there was not much else spoken about. And as Muslims, it is important that we understand and we know this very small facts of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam's life. For example, who was the wet nurse who looked after Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam? The wet nurse, the woman who looked after Halima Sa'diya, yes. And there wasn't just only one, but there was more than one. And there was one called, any ideas? There was one was Ayman. Ayman was one of them. There was another one called Khuwaila. So all these different women, they looked after Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam when he was younger. And for example, when did Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam's father pass away? He passed away before Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam was born. When did his mother pass away? She passed away when Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam was 6. And who looked after Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam after she passed away? His grandfather Abdul Muttalib. What happened after his grandfather Abdul Muttalib passed away? His uncle Abu Talib looked after Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. These are all the small things that we should know about the life of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And then what happened to Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam at the age of 12? He went to Syria and he went on a journey with his uncle Abu Talib. And while there, many different things happened, and he was told that he had to come back. Why? Because the man there, he knew that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam was a prophet, and if the people saw, and then they would try and attack him, and they would not be happy that this person is the one who is going to take away the deen from us. So these different things that happened in the life of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and these are things that because we are not in the good environments, we are not listening to such things, we are not in an environment where this happens all the time. It is important that when the month does come around, we try and take as much benefit as possible. Because what happens during this month is there will be many talks everywhere on life and the seerah of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and we should try and make it that, I want to go and I want to listen. I should want to know what Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam's life was all about. Because at the end of the day, we hear and we read stories about Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam all the time, that how he would stand in salah all night and he would cry for this ummah. So much so that his ankles and his feet would become swollen. And the Sahaba radiallahu anhum once, when sitting with Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, said that I wish I could meet my brothers. I wish I could meet my brothers. And the Sahaba radiallahu anhum said, Ya Rasulullah, are we not your brothers? He said, no, you are my companions. My brothers are those who have believed in me without even seeing me. And they love me and they follow me just because of that. And this shows that how much love Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam had for each and every one of us before even meeting us. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam will be the one who will intercede for us on the day of judgment. And he will ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not even ask, he will plead to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Allah, please save my ummah. And this will be going on while the rest of the prophets will be saying, Ya Rabbi nafsi, Ya Rabbi nafsi, what is going to happen with me? And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam will say, Ya Rabbi ummati, and Ya Allah, my ummah, what is going to happen with my ummah? And this is the reason why we have to love Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And we are all saying that we love Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, but then the question is, do my actions show that I love Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam? Am I following the sunnahs of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam? Am I doing what is being asked of me? The reason for Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam being sent into the dunya was so that he could be a role model for us. You know, an example can be given. There's a husband and a wife. Husband and a wife. The husband, he treats his, because majority we have men here, so we'll make the man the good guy. So the man, the husband, he's always looking after his wife in the best way. He gets her whatever he wants. He gets up early in the morning. He looks after he gets the kids ready for school. He makes them breakfast. All this time the wife, she's lying in bed, having a good sleep. And the husband is doing everything. And then the husband goes out to work as well. The wife is still sleeping. And the husband comes back from work. He makes food for the kids. He picks them up from school. Just imagine that everything is being done by the husband. And the wife, she just sits, relaxes, wakes up, goes and sits on the sofa, takes her phone out, scrolls through Facebook, goes onto Amazon, buys a few things, and then she's ready. Imagine this, okay? And then after everything, at the end of the day, when the husband says, are you okay? She gives him the cold shoulder, which is on you go and do your work. Okay, imagine this is the situation. How would the husband feel? How would the husband feel after doing everything all day, and then he turns around and his wife gives him nothing back in return, not even a thank you? Of course he's going to feel it in his heart. Now, for the ladies who listen afterwards, this is the part where they'll say that, no, husband, you should know how we feel, because majority of the time, that is how the women do everything. But the purpose and the reason for saying this is what it is like when a person is completely going against the sunnah of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. The Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam has came and he has taught us the deen, and he's left the deen behind, and he has shown us his ways, exactly how we have to do it and what we have to follow. And every time we turn away from the ways of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, it is like the way that the wife gives the cold shoulder to the husband, that we are doing everything that is against the sunnah, that what Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam is asking from us, we are not even able to do that. It is like there's if, for example, there was
someone got a red Volvo, move it forward, please.
Someone have a red Volvo. So if the person, for example, if on the market there was an all-purpose thing that came out, so a product which was all-purpose, it can do every single thing. Now, if this product came out and it can do every single thing, the price for it is going to be very high, because it can do so many different things. And if a person is not, in order to get this thing, a person is going to have to pay a lot of money. And the sunnah of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam is such that it does not need to be paid for. You know, we don't have to use any kind of money in that way. And the only thing which is needed in order to bring the life and the sunnah of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam into our life is to change a little bit. That we have to change our ways. That we sacrifice some of the things that we desire just for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know, one thing about the love for Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam is wherever in the Quran Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Ya ayyuhal ladhina amanu, ati'u Allah, with it always comes ati'u Rasul. That if you want to follow Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then you have to follow Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam as well. And this is the only way that a person can be successful. This is the only way that he will get Jannatul Firdaus. This is the way, that if a person follows the ways and the sunnahs of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, only then can he be successful. In the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions لَقَدْ جَاءَكُمْ رَسُولٌ مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ عَزِيزٌ عَلَيْهِ مَا عَنِتُّمْ حَرِيصٌ عَلَيْكُمْ بِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ رَءُوفٌ رَحِيمٌ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that a Rasul, a messenger, has been sent to you from amongst you, and he cares about you so much that he does not want you to get hurt in any kind of way. And this is what Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam had all the time. He would always think that what is going to happen to my ummah? What is going to happen to my ummah? And this is where we have to think that instead of being selfish, this is what I have to follow, this is the path that I have to follow. When Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam would teach the Sahaba radiallahu anhu, whenever he would sit with them, all of the Sahaba, they would say that I felt that I was the most important person to Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that he would give them that much attention and affection, and he would spend so much time with them. Once a Sahabi came to Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he was crying. He was crying so much, and he said, Ya Rasulullah. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked him, why are you crying? He said, Ya Rasulullah, I was just sitting and I was thinking that one day after you have left us, you are going to go into such a high Jannah, and I don't even know if I will go into Jannah. I don't know if I will ever get to see you again. What is going to happen to me? How am I going to be able to, I'm not going to be able to see you. I can't deal with that. That is what has made me cry. As soon as that happened, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed the ayah, وَمَن يُطِعِ اللَّهَ وَالرَّسُولَ فَأُولَٰئِكَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ أَنْعَمَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِمْ مِنَ النَّبِيِّينَ وَالصِّدِّيقِينَ وَالشُّهَدَاءِ وَالصَّالِحِينَ. That whoever follows Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Rasul, he will be with the messengers and the truthful and the shuhada and those who are pious. So a person who takes a bit out of his life and he wants to do something to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can make it very easy for him. And everything that we do today, everything that we have, has been taught to us by Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. What has he not taught us? He has taught us how to walk. He has taught us how to sleep, how to eat, all of these different things. They are all the sunnahs of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And because of doing these things, while we are eating, if we are eating in the sunnah way, we will be getting rewarded for eating as well. While if we are sleeping the sunnah way, then we will be able to get rewarded for sleeping the sunnah way. On average, a person spends a third of his life sleeping. A third of his life he spends sleeping. And imagine if he sleeps in the sunnah way, he'll be getting rewarded 1/3 of his life just for sleeping. And for those of you wondering, the sunnah method of sleeping is to sleep on the right hand side. To sleep on the right hand side and to sleep with your hand under your cheek, and then to bring your body up a wee bit and put your hand here. The main thing is to fall asleep in that position. Once you have fallen asleep in that position, you'll be getting rewarded the whole night. And if a person moves about, you can make your legs hang off the bed if you feel like, no problem. You'll still be getting the reward because you fell asleep in the sunnah position. This is, again, the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the reward Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give just for loving the sunnah of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. This is another thing, love for the sunnah. Today we hear a lot, following the sunnah. Following the sunnah is one thing, and loving the sunnah is another thing. That following it is just doing it because you've been told to do it. Loving it is because you want to do it. That you are proud and happy to be from the followers of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And this is how we should be. That each and every action that we do, we should try as much as possible that I am doing this. Why? Because my Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam done it. And to show the love for the sunnah, the Sahaba radiallahu anhum, they would do many things. One such occasion, Hazrat Uthman radiallahu anhu, this was when the Muslims had migrated to Medina, and this was the first time when they were coming back to Mecca and they wanted to do Umrah. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam made Hazrat Uthman the ambassador, and he went and spoke on behalf of the Muslims. When Hazrat Uthman radiallahu anhu went, he went and he spoke to one of his cousins who was not a Muslim at the time. And when he came in front of his cousin, Hazrat Uthman radiallahu anhu, he had his trousers, they were a bit higher up than normal. And the cousin said to him, Uthman, what's up with your trousers? Why are you wearing it so high? He didn't say, oh, this is just the way that I want to do. He said, the reason why I'm wearing my trousers high is because this is the way that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam wears it. This is the love that they have for Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. That They did not care about what other people were going to say. This is what we have today. Because of other people saying things, we shy away from the Sunnah and we feel embarrassed. But this shouldn't be the case. Another sahib by the name of Ma'qil bin Yasar radiallahu anhu, he was once sitting with some kings and they were eating in the palace, and a morsel of food fell onto the ground. It fell onto the ground and he picked it up, he wiped it and he ate it. The man sitting next to him, he said, "You're sitting with the kings, don't do that, you've got food on your plate." He said, "I don't care about those kings, I am following the Sunnah of Nabi SAW." He said, "Atutraku sunnatu habibi li ha'ulai al-humaqa." That shall I leave the Sunnah of my Nabi SAW because of these stupid people? That these are not the people who are going to take me into Jannah. By following them I will not get to Jannah. By following Nabi SAW I will get to Jannah. And this is what we have to look at, especially in today's day and age. We are living in a time where people are, they get shy and embarrassed to dress like a Muslim, or to look in such a way where people can tell that they're a Muslim. I don't want to stand out too much. This is where we have to be proud to be Muslims. That we need to show that I am happy to be a Muslim. And in return for that, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he mentioned, "Man tamassaka bi sunnati inda fasadi ummati falahu ajru mi'ati shaheed." That whosoever revives a sunnah of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, whenever, in a time when there is a lot of fasad and fitna, whoever revives a sunnah, for that person he will get the reward of 100 shaheed. 100 shaheed. And the reward of one shaheed is before a drop of blood even touches the ground, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgives all of his sins. And this is what we get from following the Sunnah of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We say we love Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, but what do we have to back it up? The best thing that we can do is to recite durood upon Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. This is one of the forgotten sunnahs. That as much as possible, this is how we remember Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Whenever we have the chance, get into the habit 100 times every single day. Even if you don't want to read the full durood Ibrahim, just sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. That is enough. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And because of us reading that, man salla alayhi wahidatan sallallahu alayhi biha ashra. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mentioned in the hadith that whosoever sends one durood upon Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give him 10 rewards. He will remember him 10 times. And this is how we can gain more reward again and again. And this is what shows that we love Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. By knowing everything about Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, this is a chance. During this month there will be talks going on everywhere. It's an opportunity for us. Wherever there is a talk going on, sit down, listen to the life of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. This is our Prophet. This is the man who is going to stick up for us on the Day of Judgment. And he will say, "Come stand behind me. Come stand behind me." Each and every one of his ummati, he will come, "Ya Allah, please save him. Ya Allah, please save this person. Ya Allah, please save her as well." And this is what it means to be in the ummah of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. All of the prophets wanted to be in this ummah. Each and every one. And alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He has chosen each and every one of us to be in this ummah. Do not think that that you got lucky. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala handpicked each and every one of us and He said, "You will be in the ummah of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam." And this is something that we are blessed with. But what do we do in return? When was the last time that we remembered Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? So this is an opportunity for us. So inshallah, during this whole month, we will speak about the life of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We will go into more depth. And another thing is that once Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he was walking onto the mimbar, and he took the first step and he said Ameen, and he took the second step and he said Ameen, and he took the third step and he said Ameen. And the one that I want to concentrate on is that the Sahaba radiallahu anhum, they asked that, "Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, today we heard something that you have not done before. You said Ameen." He said, "Jibreel alayhi salam came to me and he said something on each step, and for each one I said Ameen." And the one that I am speaking about is that whenever a person is sitting in a gathering and he hears my name and he does not say sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, may destruction be to him. So this is, do we want to be destroyed? Anybody want to be destroyed? No. Especially when it is from the blessed lips of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So whenever the name of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam is mentioned, we should always read Durood sallallahu alaihi wasallam as much as possible. It doesn't cost anything, nothing at all, just a little movement of the lips. And this is all, our deen is very simple, very simple. And if we do the simple things, this is what will get us success in the akhirah. No, we don't have to stand all night and read tahajjud all night long, or we don't have to give millions of pounds in charity. This is not what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking from us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, do the basics right. If you do the basics, this is enough. The most beloved acts in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the ones that are done continuously. And this is what we have to try and get into the habit of. We need to get that out of our mind, and I have to do the biggest deeds possible. Now a person, if he wakes up in the morning and says, I'm going to read all of this week's salah, and I'm going to read them all right now, it's not going to be accepted. Why? Because he's not doing it the way that he has been commanded to do it. So this is why we take small steps. We do as much as possible, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inshallah will give us the barakah to do more. But we have to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He helps us to do good deeds. So many times a person says, I can't do it. The reason why he can't do it is because he's not trying. And because he doesn't, many a times the reason why a person finds it difficult to do a'mal is because he doesn't know the reward for it. And the only way that he will learn what the rewards are is if he sits in gatherings where these rewards are spoken about. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the tawfiq to act upon whatever has been said. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the love for the sunnah and the love for Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the way that we should be loving him. Ameen wa akhir da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. If you can perform the sunnah, please.